pandemic time has locked us all inside our houses and forced us to face times that we had never dreamt of. Yet the time has not stopped, and not have your interview preparation for them. So we are back again with another episode where we'll try to fetch answers to your questions. And to help us with this today, we have Mr. Chirag Aneja. Welcome, Mr. Chirag.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us something about yourself?
Sure. So, hi everyone. I am Chirag Aneja, been into campus recruitment role for an MNC from last couple of years. And before that, been in multiple HR roles of talent acquisition, which is related to staffing, plus people advisory about HR journalists, and now managing the B school hiring across India for our organization.
So it's great to know, that we're going to get answers from an expert today, once again. So, Mr. Chirag, now when we begin, the first question that we have today is that you've been recruiting talents for a long time now. So, what
Yeah.
is that one thing that you usually find missing in a resume of a candidate?
So that one thing I will explain in a word to say that, we see CVs coming from a fresher to an experienced holders up to, multiple years of manager roles. But the thing which I see that the people talk about the role which they have done, but they don't talk about the skills which they have, gained out of that role. So that become a tough to, talk about that. So I think because the first round of an interview is the CV shortlist, right? So CV should have the content about the role which you have learned. If example, I'm doing a HR role. It's not about writing about just being a HR people advisor. It would be about to understand what I've learned. Example like talent management, managing people, staffing. Those all skills to be explained along with the role. Even coming from a technical role, saying, a person coming from my experience of Python. So if you say, I've done a role for a client and now I have a good skill, but rate yourselves to say, this skill like Python, I'm an expert in that. So that help us to understand what skill we can match, right? We cannot have the same client or we don't disclose about the clients, right? The main thing is to understand what is the learning having there from the role which you have with you, which we can carry forward, right? Because that gives us an understanding to see how well you are there in the role. And even if you see a job description, it talks about these are the skills required. We don't need much about your role, but much about the experience which you have gained in the role. That's very specific on the skills expertise which we talk about.
So that's great. Now, when making a resume, we'll especially take care of this thing so
Yes,
that we
please, and
don't.
do highlight the skills wherever possible. It's fine to make bold in between, which shows us the best taglines to catch because we don't have much time on that.
So, this point of yours that you don't have much time to look on resumes, take us to our next question. So,
Okay.
how long does a recruiter take in selecting or rejecting a resume?
Okay. So there are two part of it. One being on a manual part, we generally take around 1 to 1.5 minute, maximum 2 minutes time. But it should be that great that we spend that much time on. On an average, it's 1.5 minute where we go through, and we just have the same guidelines to understand all the CVs, and we don't like to spend much time over there, being the situation based, right? Because we have a limited timeline. So generally 1.5 minute comes around where we prefer to see the main tagline. Maybe, if I talk about the terms would be objective, then seeing what is the duration of your experience, then about your background of education, and what are the skills, or we talk about strength and weaknesses, which gives the the understanding of a people as a what are the skills being carried forward from him.
That's great. Now, when we are talking about resumes, there are so many questions. If I'll start, we
Right.
can never stop. So, just making it very compact. How would you
Mhm.
say that, we can make a resume unique?
So recently in lots of session, I have talked about one term called quantify your resume. I don't know if it's very easy to understand, but I'll explain to make it very clear. That quantify here sends to clearly update your CVs with the numbers, which we say quantify. So if an example, you are in a chat process and you say, I've managed around 300 chats, maybe in a periodic of 15 days, That's make a difference. When if you say generally, I'm managing chats on an average of this much, the numbers makes an update and give us a target that how well you are performing, because we are aware about the roles which you would be coming from. So we can see and evaluate, like if I'm hiring for that same chat process, I will be immediately able to understand how well you were doing. Okay, 300 chats is a good number. All right, example 500. Oh, that's really great. And it's like a eye catching to understand that what is the target we have set for yourself and how well you were performing on that sets. Sometimes it's about a financial role, or if you have done really well where the cost effective things have been there, and you write about the revenue, especially that dollar symbol makes a difference, because at the end we are a business, right? And everyone do well and have to make sure that the terms and financial impacts, it's the best. We call that a talent priorities in our organizations, and talent priorities are those who have those niche skills where the impact is very high. That's one. And I'll say CV should not be a very long part of it. It's important to make sure it's 2 or 3 page max, because it's not a story, right, which you're gonna do. It's important to just have the key highlights very crisp and don't have irrelevant things on that. Very important, like if one role is there, max 4 or 5 pointers are enough to explain. You should make it that short, that precise, that it comes in that 4 to 5 pointers. And alter your CV, very important, as per the job role. Somewhere people just pick up the CVs and send across same to all, marking all. I've seen coming as a BCC mails, but that's not the right thing to do. Look for the role, what's there, ask, and alter your CV. No one is asking you to send the same CV. It's your skills. You pretend what well you are having the skills as per the requirement. Please alter your CVs as per all individual cases, and you will see a difference coming out for example. Like if you see, like you are sending the same CV for a, you have specialization of 2 generally, right, in masters. So if in case you are sending the same CV for a marketing role and for a, maybe a financial role, in case, doesn't make sense, right? Because they both will be looking for different attributes which are there in you, and same should be presented to them as per my understanding.
So, we understand that companies spend a lot of time and, effort in selecting the right candidate for them. So I think,
Right.
in order to bag that dream job, the candidates should also be putting in equal amount of effort and should display the zeal and enthusiasm that they are the ones who want that job.
Correct. Just to move before, I'll have 2 pointers to say. Let your resume sound logical, very important. And second, don't use fleshy and heavy templates where shows, just to show that how well you design it doesn't make a very big difference. The outcome should be strong enough to be taken up.
We'll try to take care of those 2 points,
Yes.
definitely. Yeah. So, moving a little ahead from the resumes, the next process is the interview process, which scares us even more than the resumes. So, there's some questions from the interview that scare us. So, one of them being, how can a candidate handle questions like, what are your long-term and short-term goals?
Very important. So before we start, one example, a live example coming from the top 10 B School of India, where, I was in one session and I asked what shall be there. And he said in one interview, I openly told that I'm looking for a startup after a couple of years. Do you think he or she should be hired for that role? Being in that situation, think about it. The answer would be around to say, see what you are getting as an offering, right? And if you are looking for an employment and then talking about a startup immediately in an interview, he will look at a long-term opportunity that you will be moving out, right? So see how logical it is to update your goals. Short-term goal, if we talk about, it's about the aspiration. You all are into when you look for a placements, right? Make sure that into is there in that story which you're gonna write about, or maybe the sentences which you pick precise, that it's about the aspiration which you're looking in the next year and a half. About the role. It might be, a managerial position which you see, or if you see very specific, it should be a mix of a designation if you can want to add on, plus about the skills which you want to aspire for. That is very important. If you're applying for a role of, maybe of, Java or Python, you say that, I want to be a skill expertise within 2 years of my timeline to achieve being an expert of Python. That we see, okay, he is very keen on the skill. And if a person focus on skills, automatically, he become very top priority of the talent. So that is very important where to focus on. And if you talk about long-term part, it's about, setting the goal, a long-term goal. Be honest in that, but up to a limit. I'm saying very clearly, be honest, but up to a limit. It doesn't mean that, example I've given just now. It's about to understand how well you see and set your targets. It's important to use a terminology of, critical thinking and time management to understand. They would, the question might be an alter to say how long you see, like as a 5 year down the line, 10 years, or they can directly ask about the goal. So make sure that you can talk about, I would see myself at your place. Some people smartly say that, but make sure that it is very precise, and you say, I'm looking myself into a manager position after 5 years. I'm looking myself to grow and look for an opportunity to manage that big channel or have a team of around this much. That is makes sense to understand. Okay, see the path which you are following. Don't just blindly go and say whatever you are on the track. So
And
yeah,
I
that's
think
about it.
while answering that question, as we should anyways be prepared, you should always be prepared for cross questioning on the answer that you're going to
Right.
give.
So in
Because,
HR, it's very clear, we don't come with the questions. We just figure out the question from the words you give us.
yeah. And, when an interviewer is saying, where do you see yourself? And you answer, like, I see in your place. And if you're sitting for maybe business development and the person is from human resources and you say, I want to see myself in your place. And then you land up to a question like, you want to switch to human resources in a year or so.
Right. The question
So,
comes from the chain which is given by you.
so you should be, very, I think, a very keen observer, and you should be able to understand how to alter things in the interview.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the next question, what do you think is more important for a candidate, soft skills or hard skills?
I have kind of a patent thing which I have in my presentation of about emotional intelligence, which is part of soft skills. As per me, soft skills plays a bit heavy role instead of hard skills, because you can alter a learning of a person, but you cannot change him internally, right? So if a person is keen to learn, that's fine. If a person is not interested to learn, you can't do anything. So as per me, around 75% of scoring goes to soft skills, which is about focusing and adaptability, one important word which covers to say, if you have that adaptability, you can fit in any role. In about my case as well, I am not coming from a human resource background in studies. I am from a hospitality background, worked with hotels in all domains, and then moved into HR. I was fine to adapt, take up the role, prove myself, and then focus on my career growth aspects. So that way, the adaptability is important to make sure that you follow a track and you have a target set. But if a person is just focusing on hard skill, that doesn't give you an outcome to say, I have that skill, okay, let's focus on that. No, it's important to keep learning, as it's a digitalized world, right? Even in HR, we have now our 40% of our work going for a digitalization process. So in that place, every area is having the news digitalization process coming in. And of course we all have to be focusing on our soft skills and be adaptable in the situation where we see the changes coming every 2 years down the line.
That's great. So,
Yeah,
we won't take much of your time and we'll move to the last question. No, it's not a
sure.
question basically. We just wanted some tips and tricks from you, which we can have to go for our first interview.
Sure. So very initial point, be smart, be confident, and don't over exaggerate about the points which you have. Whatever talk about that. It's very important to say no as well. Sometimes if it comes as a situation where you're not aware, it's fine. You can say, okay, let me think about it, and I might have missed on that. That honesty also plays an important role to understand. Maybe if we are getting you in our organization, do we see that skill in you that you might make a mistake and come back and say, sorry, okay, that's a mistake, let me overcome on that. That is also important nowadays, because it's important to see the skills. These are the soft skills, right? Being honest on that part makes very, and very important part, prepare the objective which we see. objective plays the first critical role to see how deep is your thinking. I'll give one objective which I've used like long back in my campus time. I see my organization with myself to a level of success where it acts as a benchmark for others. So here, if you deep dive, it's about me. I'm smartly saying, I also need growth. Plus, I want to take my organization to a level of success where it acts as a benchmark. It's like a target set for others. So that means, we are on the top, right? So that way, these covers all the points. So that's, I'm openly sharing that objective I've used. Letting you all free to use that. It's fine. But that give a deep thinking to understand what I'm talking about. It's not about me. It's about we as an organization, which important to say as the team player, and then talking about the success story, which automatically gives me as well success, right? My organization will not only grow without me, right? They will go hand by hand. So that is the thing, very important to be taken up. Also, while preparing, make sure that you have a proper precise pointers to talk about, the quantifying of the resume, very important, be precise on that, and make sure that you talk about strength and weakness as well, because here we don't see that what is your weakness, but how well you utilize your weakness also plays an important role, because especially for the freshers which comes into, we don't have much to talk about their expertise of experience, so we have to focus on internship if they have, or else the skills which they are carrying, and being adaptable to see how well they can utilize your strengths and weaknesses in the role which we are offering. So very important to make sure that you have a blend of things and talk about all the pointers. Don't be very, very nervous in that situation. If you don't know, just say no. It's fine. If you know, be specific with your answers, because it will come from any directions. If I talk about my placements time, I have questions coming into any directions. I have one example saying, okay, my hobby is about playing a basketball. All right. So, all right, it's very interesting point as per the interview point of view. So what the question returned come to me was, what is the size of the court in which we play the basketball? What is the size of the net which you use for scoring your goal? That's like, a shocking question coming, like, okay, what the made, it's a mistake coming to talk about the hobbies. So question can turn around from any direction. You are just letting the topic open. One more example coming from the top hospitality chain when I was joining that in placements. That was like a final round on India level. And those general managers were talking to me again about interesting point of traveling, very important hobby which I've used. Sometimes feel tough, but yeah. So it was a question to say, okay, you recently traveled to Jaipur. I said, yes, yeah. Okay, so tell me, there is one important artifact, the art and crafts which we have. So talk about, there's a footwear which is very famous in Jaipur, right? Jaipuri Jutti. So what is the difference between a Jaipuri and a Kolhapuri footwear which we're going to talk about? So I said, like, sorry, I've not gone there for a shopping to understand that, but yeah. So that was a smart answer to understand how well you tackle the situation. Situation handlings, they use it that way that you will not even feel that it's coming to you, but it is there stuck at your point, and you have just those 30 seconds to be smart to say sorry, or try to make a question out of it, or an answer, whatever best way. So any direction can come. So not any limit to the questions which comes from, because it's not only about the skills we are looking for, overall adaptability.
So
So
I
that's
think,
the key things.
yeah, so I think adaptability is one of the keys, and otherwise there's no limit to preparing for interviews. You
Right.
just need to be yourself and be able to tackle them in the best possible way.
Just to add on, just trust yourself that you can do it well. Just try to motivate, stand in against a mirror and try to motivate yourself, do mock with yourself, because that builds confidence. When you have confidence, your mind is not a small area, right? It's ever plenty of things which you have experienced in your long journey till now of your life, so anything can help you with the answer to a question. So trust yourself.
So I think, this will facilitate our preparation process for the interviews for us and all of the people who are watching us today. So we would
Yeah.
like to thank you for joining us, taking out time from your busy schedule and helping us with these answers so that, we are better prepared for our upcoming interviews.
No
So,
issues at all. I hope you'll have a great learning, and all the best for the interviews coming to your line.
Thank you. And for the audience, I have a recommendation. Do like and share the video. This keeps us motivated to keep making new such videos. You may also drop in your feedback or any questions that you want us to ask on your behalf in the comment section below. Thank you so much.